Yeah. So hello everyone. Good morning and good evening. So last class we were actually discussing about the React.js contact app. So there we discussed the concepts like how to fetch data from online, right? So using HTTP and a HTTP module called Axios. That's a third-party module of React.js, and we all know that Axios is not given by the React. Okay, so we use a third party model called Axios and we fetch data, and we also discuss an example of how the components can interact with each other, right? So like parent to child and child to parent interaction we have discussed yesterday. And we also discuss how to display some raw data on the screen using table and cards. Fine. And of today we're going to discuss another example of the same kind of HTTP module. And today's example is going to be this one. So this is GitHub user search application, and here you need to you need to type the username, which user you want to search here. So this will search the users which are there in the GitHub profile. So this is like GitHub profile search. Okay, and once you enter the name and click on search, so it will display the person, the profile picture and his details, and also the more extra information about his profile and his followers, repositories and all the detailed information about the GitHub repositories is going to display here. Okay, so to do all this we need to call the GitHub API. Okay, so every website, mostly like YouTube, Google, GitHub, everybody having their own public API. So API is a sense application programming interface. It means you can access the application specific data through programming. Okay, you can access the application specific data through programming. Okay, so they'll be giving some public URLs, like some web address will be given. So based on that web address we can access. Okay, so let's start with this application. Okay, so this contains multiple components inside. So let's take an example. Let's take this and how to convert this like a multiple applications. Let me do one thing. I will just take this design, edit, copy, and let me go to paint. Okay, so here I'll paste it. Okay, so this one, what are all the components are there inside? Okay, so let's see now. I will take the whole the whole application is one component. This whole application I'm going to take into one component that's called GitHub GitHub search app. Okay, so that's my component name, and the custom tag will be like this. Okay, GitHub app, like this. Okay, and along with that, inside I want, let me take some different colors. So this part, the search box is there. No, this is also one component. Okay, and this will be something called GitHub GitHub search. Okay, just say GitHub search. Okay, and then this part. Um, Actually, you can do one thing. This search we can make in the app only, or else you need to shift it to the parent and then we have to do it. Um, okay, let's see. And this one, let's take some different color. Yeah, this whole thing is one component that is called GitHub GitHub profile. Okay, the profile information. So inside I have two other components. One is this one. This is one component. Okay, so this is one component, and that name will be GitHub profile card. GitHub profile card. Okay, and this details. I need another component. Uh, this part, this small portion. is GitHub profile capital. GitHub profile details. Okay, like this many. And last one, we need just one. You can give some different color. This guy. This GitHub repos. I need another component, that is GitHub repos. GitHub repos. Okay. So these are the components we're going to create to make this application work. Actually, you can take only one component to make all these things. That's possible. But I wanted to make sure in real time how they will develop, because they create only one button as one component. Okay, so I'm just divide this like multiple components. So like if you divide into separate component, that can be reusable. You can use the search anywhere else in your application. This card you can use anywhere else, like that. So just for reusability. Okay, and to make the application simpler, because we can only focus on that particular thing. Okay, so that's the thing. And let's take this diagram file, save as what? Save as GitHub underscore profile app, or GitHub's profile search app. GitHub profile search app. Okay, then. Next, what is the architecture of this? So which component belongs to where? Okay, what will be the child? Okay, for that case, I can do one thing. Yeah, let's take file. I'll open a new page. Okay, so architecture will be like this. So this will be your, I think I need to go for, yeah. So this will be your app component, root app component. In the app component, GitHub search app as a direct child. So this is GitHub search app. Okay, GitHub search app. In that, direct children, this guy direct children, and profile and the repos. Okay, so 3 children are there. Let's take it the next level, some other color. This one and this one and this one. Okay, so 3 children. One is GitHub search, and GitHub profile, and this one is GitHub repos. Okay, GitHub repos. But in the GitHub profile, its child will be 2 things: card and details. Okay, so there are 2 other children for the GitHub profile. One is GitHub profile card and GitHub profile details. Okay, so this is GitHub profile card, and this will be GitHub profile details. So let's take a connection is this one, and okay, can I give some different color? This one or this one. Okay, black. Okay, this is the connection, and this is the connection, and this is the connection. This one, and here and here. Yeah, this is the architecture of the components we're going to use now. And let's save this also. So file save as GitHub profile search app underscore architecture. Okay, done. So we have taken this part. So let me where are those? This is one and this is one. Yeah, these two. So first of all, I have this application ready. I mean, I removed the previous components folder and I removed the entries in the app.js component. And first of all, I change this to React with not React always, just a GitHub Profile Search App. Okay, and I have started this. Okay, it's already running, and we can see the look and feel here. Yeah, GitHub Profile Search App. Okay, done. So that's it. Nothing much here. No components has created till now. Okay, so here let me go to notes. I delete all other, delete them, and let's get the images 1 and 2, copy and keep them in the notes so that you can easily understand. Okay, this is the view and this is the design. Okay, next, before we start creating the specific components, what is the GitHub API we're gonna search for? Where can we get the URL? Is I tell you. So you can just go to Google, just search for GitHub API. So we all know GitHub, right? So GitHub is a profile. I mean, you can store your repositories of any individual person or individual company. Okay, so this is the uh, online repository. You can create your projects. Okay, and even Angular project, React.js project. Okay, and even Bootstrap. Every open source project can be developed here. So this can be accessed by multiple people and they can develop. So this is centralized repository. Okay, I have some projects or courses here. Just like that, if you have something called Angular. So Angular also having GitHub. Okay, this one. So the complete Angular project they're developing here. Okay, this is the Angular source code. Official website is this one. Official website is angular.io. Right. Official website. Wait 1 second. Official website is angular.io. This is official website, but its source code development is happening here. So you can see yesterday they have done some changes for this folder. Some 15 days ago, 5 days ago, like that. Okay, the complete source code of Angular and many contributors. There are some 1200 contributors are there for Angular. Okay, and that contains 65,000 stars. 65,000 stars. So how many number of stars are there? That much popular repository it is. Okay, in GitHub. Same like that, you can search for a React GitHub. So this one, I think GitHub is having more. I mean, React is having more. Yeah, 154K. This is 65K. And don't worry, that React is more popular than Angular. You can't compare like that because Angular has come in 2016. React has come 2013. So 3 years before it has come. So obviously, okay. So this is the complete React source code. They're doing some changes. So till now, 13,000 commits they have done. So 13,000 times they have changed the code. Okay, and the contributors, 1400 contributors for React.js. Okay, so you can find like that, and every open source will be here. Okay, you can even have an account. So as a UI developer or any software developer, you need to have an account in this. Okay, so and you need to give this profile in your resume so that they will verify what projects you have done and all. Okay, all project source code you can keep here. Okay, and what is the benefit of this is in future, suppose once you have finished, I tell you one trick. What is that is, see, in the classroom we are developing some applications, right? Some source code we are developing, some good applications we are doing, right? So same this type of application if you want to develop in the company. Okay, once you join the company, if you want to develop this type of applications, maybe who knows, you will forget the source code, right? Obviously we are human, so we may forget the source code. But in the company, how can I access the source code? You can't carry any pen drive or something to the company to have all your classroom source code to out there. So they won't give any access to your pen drive or any other electronic device in the company. Okay, that's more secure. And some ODC, ODC means operations. I mean the development center, offshore development center. So there, some banking guys, banking projects mostly they won't even allow your smartphone also. Okay, but this is the weapon for every developer. Okay, so what you have to do is, once as soon as you finish this course, okay, so you just take that's why first from first day I'm telling, keep your workspace safe. Okay, so this is our workspace, like React.js online. So this is our workspace. So now only React.js fundamental source code is there. Okay, after that you have server side, you have Redux, you have hooks, and the project, and some miscellaneous. Everything source code will be here. So once you have done the batch, okay, so you can take a source code, you can create a GitHub profile, and make sure you create a private repository. Okay, don't create public repository. I tell you how to create. So this is all my public repository. Public repository can be visible by anybody. Okay, so you just have to do login here, create a private repository. Private repository means only you can see the source code, no other can see the source code. Okay, so why I'm telling is, so create a private repository, keep all the React.js source code there. Okay, please don't make it public, because that's my course content, so please don't make it public. So if you wanted to use it in the company as a backup, you can keep a public private repository. Okay, so if you keep a private repository, in future in the company, if you get some uh, task like this type of profile search or any shopping cart application example that you want to develop, okay, so you will understand, yes, I have done this already in the in the classroom. So you can directly jump into that particular repository. For example, yeah, like this. So something called ultimate vacation website. So once you log in, only you can see this. So if you click on this, you can see the source code here, and you can download also. So you can go directly the file, and you can see the source code what it is developed. Okay, so complete source code you can access over here. And as soon as you copy it, you understand how to write the code, and you can copy paste, and where and all the properties you want to change, just change it. It work is done. So don't develop everything from the scratch. Okay, if you have something different one, then you can go ahead. Okay, but already you have done in the classroom and you want to use it in the company, this is the best option. Okay, and make sure you create a private repository. Okay, don't make the all the projects to public. If you keep public, no. So once upon a time your HR will look into this, and they'll see, hey, this guy is copying the code from here, so why you want to get into trouble? Okay, keep it private, only you can access. See, in the company they won't ask you how you get the code. Okay, they only ask you the task is done or not. Okay, so suppose you get a task to develop this application. Okay, they'll give you some 4 hours or 5 hours time. Okay, so in this 4 hours or 5 hours, you can, you have multiple choice, you can develop everything from scratch. Okay, or if you have already done the class, you can just copy it, and as the colors and structure you can modify, and it's done. You can make it in 1 hour also if you have a source code already, right? So in that 1 hour you can finish, and you can sit happily, and you can learn something else in the meantime. Okay, they won't ask you where you get the code. Okay, so this is the best option. Okay, so once the class is finished, I tell you how can you keep the code and all. Okay, so but we are going somewhere actually. Application is something else. Yeah, yeah. So now this is what about GitHub. Okay, this is your weapon. No pen drive, no other electronic device. Okay, so now what you have to do is, this GitHub itself, see, a GitHub profile is having, everybody's profile is like their own structure, their own architecture. Okay, this profile picture and all, the same data, the same profile picture I want to display on my application like this. This is old profile picture. Okay, it will come now, this profile picture only here, and this details. Okay, see, enthusiastic web developer, something is there, na? That is there here. Okay, so how to access this data is, in the backend they have an API. So they'll give some public URLs to access this data, this server details. What is that is, you can search in online GitHub API. Mostly every application or every software will have API. This one, so developer.github.com. You just click on this. This content is outdated. Most accurate. Okay, they have changed it, the URL. So you need to go to docs.github.com. Okay, earlier it was here, and they changed it, REST API. Yeah. Okay, so I tell you how to create REST API by ourselves using Express.js and all. But as of now, this one will use. Yeah. Here they'll give you some guidelines how to access what. You can see left hand side something called you can access the GIS database. projects, users. Yeah, I want to search for a user because I want to search a particular user. So just hover on users, click on users. Okay, this is the user's information. So to get authenticated user like slash user, and URL will be, yeah, like this, api.github.com/user. Okay, and you have to give the username. So you will receive the data in the form of like this. You will receive the data in the form of like this, id, author id, like some JSON data you will get. Okay, number of followers and all. So using your React, you need to call this particular API. Okay, so that you will receive data like raw data like in JSON format, and that however you want to display, you can display on your application. Okay, so here what they are saying is slash user, and along with these details. Okay, I tell you, you want to search for a particular user, the URL will be http:// api.github.com/user/ the username. So my username is this one. Okay, this is my username. So let me copy, I'll paste. So if you enter this particular URL, you will receive the complete information about this person in a raw data, some JSON data you will get. Copy this. See, actually UI you will access using github.com, but when I access through backend API, I think something wrong. I think it's users. Wait, something went wrong. Uh,
Please.
I think it's users slash. Okay, fine. So it is users slash a particular user. Okay, you get the details. See, login name is this one, and avatar URL. You know what? The profile picture is there, na? This profile picture is in the form of avatar URL. Suppose the same, this particular data will come. Okay, when you enter this. Okay, so when you copy, when I paste this URL online, you will get the profile picture. Okay, it means in application what you do in React.js, you will fetch this data, and this avatar URL you use image tag src is this one, so you get the profile picture on your application. So like that, if you want to access the name, so this is the name, and blog and biography. So biography we display no somewhere here. Biography has been displayed, right? That is here dot bio. Okay, and the name, you display name here, right? That is this one dot name. Okay, like that. And what about this one, da Naveen Sagam? This name is, you will have a search. Okay, you type the name and search. So I will dynamically add the searched name, the searched query to this URL, and this URL through Axios I will send it, and I'll receive this data, and I'll convert to this format. That's the plan. Okay, but in this case, one more thing you need to understand what is that is, uh, it is not give you access for everybody. It means suppose when you enter this URL, it means you are accessing the GitHub API. Okay, so hardly 60 requests, 60 requests, that is limited. Okay, 60 requests per hour. Okay, so if you are doing just this URL like this type of accessing the backend API of GitHub, maximum you can do only 60 requests per hour. Okay, but sir, I want to make some unlimited requests. It means if you want to do unlimited requests, you need to register your application. Okay, maybe some hackers also will do this, right? They will fetch the complete data, okay, through some programs. So without registration of your application, I mean your React.js application, without registration, maximum you can access only 60 requests per hour. But once you register your application with them, so they will understand, yes, this particular application is going to do a multiple hits to the server. Okay, so they will give you some authentication keys, some secret keys they'll give you, and if you add those secret keys to your application, then they will figure out this guy is not a author, I mean this guy is not a hacker. So we can give ultimate, I mean unlimited access. Okay, so now the thing is, before you want to access any API, you must have to register register your application. okay, with that API. So once you register, they'll give you unlimited access. Mostly for Google also, we need to register. So they'll give you some authentication keys you need to add to your application. Okay, so how to register my application to make unlimited requests to this URL? Okay, so how to register is very simple. First of all, you need to have a GitHub account. Simply go to github.com and sign up. So once you log in with your GitHub account, you will get the profile. You can change the profile picture. So once you log in first time, you don't have anything. You can go to the settings. Okay, so here you can change the profile picture. Okay, so by default something will be there. You can change it. And along with it, so where you register your application is something called applications. Okay, just click on applications. uh, I think no, wait, I'll confuse somewhere. Actually, they keep changing sometimes. Authorized apps, no, not this one, not this one. Wait, somewhere it is there. Account notification, yeah, I think developer settings. Sorry, just ignore what I say. Go to settings. Settings. In that, go to developer settings. Okay, click on developer settings. Yeah, in the developer settings, in the developer settings, there are multiple options. You have GitHub apps, OAuth apps, personal access token. Okay, so this is personal access token and this is OAuth apps. Okay, and this is GitHub apps. Okay, so just click on OAuth apps. Okay, for some authorization specific. So I have multiple apps. Okay, just click on OAuth apps and click on new OAuth app. Click on that. Okay, so here you have to give your application. So what's the application name of yours? So my application name is React. Let's like this, start lowercase, React GitHub search API, GitHub search app. Okay, React GitHub search app. You can give any name. And what is the homepage URL? My homepage URL is my this one, localhost something. And application description. What is the description? This is an example of uh, profile search using HTTP library. Not required. This I'm telling. Okay, Axios, something like that. Okay, some description. And after that, callback URL. Nothing, just give the same URL. And then click on register your application. Just click on register. So as soon as you register, see registration successful, and then you will get two secret things. One is client ID and one is the client secret. So these two very important to access. Okay, so let me copy them. So client ID, client secret, copy them, go back here and paste it. Okay, these are important one. Okay, fine. So first step, you want to access this. You need to register your application through GitHub. Okay, go to developer settings, uh, OAuth, and register. So once you have done with that, you will get this. Okay. So now we are ready with the URL. We are ready with the client ID and all. And now let's start with search. So before we search, we need to have a local components. I think we have it here, right? Let me go to the architecture. Yeah, we need to create these components now. Okay, app component already there, and we need to create these components, and then we'll start working on this example. So first, let's create the components now. So src, right click new directory components. Okay, so first the component, GitHub search app. It must be uppercase. GitHub search app. So we are using class-based components. So input React from React and class GitHub search app extends reactor dot component and the constructor con tab ren tab. Let's say h1 GitHub search app and then export default GitHub search app. Done. And quickly we'll finish all this, guys. Search profile repos. Copy this, paste it, So this GitHub profile search only. Okay, so this is GitHub profile search, search. Okay, and paste again. GitHub, what is that? Array, what is this? GitHub profile. So paste it. GitHub profile. Okay, this will be the GitHub profile. Okay, same thing. I'll copy GitHub profile. GitHub profile done. Next, one more GitHub repos. So copy the profile, paste it. GitHub repos. Actually, on the way you have to create, but I'm just creating because this is a very simple application. So we'll create. Or generally, when you develop a complex application, so as per your requirement, you will create. Okay, okay. And this is, but here I'm creating everything starting itself. Okay, done. And what else? Profile card, profile details. Copy the profile, paste it. Profile card. This will be the GitHub profile card. Last one details. So copy this again, paste it. GitHub profile details. Okay, GitHub profile details. Copy, paste, and paste. Okay, done. So we made all the components here. Okay, so let's go to app. So in the app, what to be configured? In the app, what to be configured as per structure? So in the app, first the GitHub search to be configured. Okay, so below the navbar, let's configure GitHub API search app. This is the main. Okay, this is configured here. Okay, now what else? Yeah, that's it. Inside we'll make other things. Okay, so now here this is a parent, but the actual search is happening here. Okay, so this guy will search it, and as soon as I click on search, I will send this data to the parent level, and from the parent I'll pass on to these guys. Okay, or else you can keep this here only, but I make it here, right? So let's take this architecture only. So let's take a search, but where I configure the search, I'll do one thing. In the GitHub search app, I will make a search here. Okay, so react dot fragments in this one container. No. In this one container, one row and single column. Actually, how is the design? Yeah, directly you have a card. So can we make a card? Card is the sense GitHub profile, GitHub profile, GitHub search. Okay, this card is GitHub search. Okay, here. And now check what has come. Yeah, GitHub search just come. So let's make the card. How to make the card? Go inside. Okay, here again react dot fragments. Yeah, let's make a full card. One card header, and then card body. Okay, we check. Yep, and let's give some margin top 3. Okay, and let me give some colors. BG secondary and secondary text white, and P dot H3 or H4. So GitHub profile search, and in this we need to have a form for searching form. I let make a division with the class call form group. This bootstrap specific input type is equal to search. Give the class call form control, and let's make a placeholder something called GitHub user. You have to give the GitHub username there. GitHub user. Let's check what has come. Okay, but one search button. Let's take a division. Let's take input. So type submit, and the value search. The class I want a button. So class btn btn minus secondary and btn minus sm small button. Okay, let's check. Okay, but I want this to be a side by side like this. So what you do, you can write a class call form inline. You get the inline form. So it means, yeah, side by side looks good. And try to just increase the width of this box. You can do something called size some 40. Okay, yeah, looks good. Fine. And so here I will search something, and when I click on search, I need to get the details. But before I search, this data we need to bind to the state, and that I'll send to the parent. Okay, when you see the architecture, I think it's there here now. Yeah, let me open architecture so that you can understand. Yeah, here we are. Okay, so when you search for a name, this we will lift up to here, and from there we'll provide you these guys. Okay, so we will make this. So what we do, yeah, let's make data binding. So let's say this dot state is equal to a state here, and here I say something called username. Username will be just empty, and username is the sense GitHub username. So let me attach. I just create a function update input is equal to one arrow function. You will receive the event, and let's say this dot set state with an object inside username, only one property, will event dot target dot value. Okay, so let's call this when you type. Okay, back here, let's say the value will be this dot state dot username. Okay, and then on change is equal to this dot update input. Okay, fine. And I want to visualize this state because I want to see the state data. So can we write some pre-tag for our convenience? So let's say JSON dot stringify of this dot state. So let's see, is it really updating the state or not? Okay, so back here, see username empty. So when I'm typing, it is updating. Fine. And then what next step? You need to click on a search button. This we need to send to the parent. So what I do, let me comment this. Okay, so once you click on search means submit a form. So go to form. Let's take on submit. On submit is equal to this dot submit search. Okay, so create this function here. This is a function, and let's make I don't want to do a page refresh, so you get the events. Let's say event dot prevent default. So we have discussed this already. So prevent default, so no page refresh. And then we need to send this data to the parent. To send this data to parent, why I'm sending to parent is, see here, as per the diagram, here is the search username. Okay, but I want to display here and here, but these guys are not in connection with this. So you need to lift up the state to here, and from there I'll provide to these guys. Okay, so from here you need to lift up. Lift up means you need to have some function in the parent to receive your data. Okay, let's do that. So actually, what is this one? GitHub search app. Where is GitHub search app? Yeah, here. This is the main one. Yeah. So I'll say this dot state is equal to something called here also username with empty. Okay, username is empty. So there should be one function to receive the data. So let's say pull username. Okay, this for our convenience. Pull username. So you need to provide the username that I will add to my state. So simply what you do, this dot set state inside username. Inside username will be username. That's it. No, what you pass it, I'll assign to my local username. And this function to be make it available to child so that child can pass on to here. So how this is available to child, you can make here. So push username is equal to this dot full username. Okay, so make this function available to child through props. So this dot props dot push username, you send it. Okay, just go to the copy, go to search. Here what you have to do is, here this dot props dot push username, I need to provide this dot state dot username. Okay, already state contain the username that I'm lifting up to the parent to push username. So what happened, it will come here and just calling this function. This function will receive it, and now username contains the data. Okay, so now let's see, is it really contain the data or not somewhere in the parent. So let's write in the parent pre tag, let's say json dot stringify of this dot state dot username. Okay, let's see in the parent. So back to here, let's check. I type something, see it is empty now because my state here is empty, so it is empty. And now I say something, my name, and I click on search. See, now parent has received the data. So as soon as it is received the data, I will I will make a search. Okay, so where you write a search is, um, once you receive the data, where you receive the data here. Okay, so once you receive data, you will make a search here only. Okay, so fine. So to make a search, I create separate functions. One is search user profile, search user profile, separate function is equal to one function search user profile, and one more function is for searching repositories, search user repos is equal to one more function. Okay, so this function you need to call here. So as soon as I will receive the username, so I say this dot search user profile, and also this dot search user repos. Both you have to search, because profile means I want to display, here is a profile and here is a repo, so both you have to search. Okay, so as soon as I receive, I'm calling these guys. Okay, now how to search using Axios, you have to search. So Axios means I have already installed the Axios because this is the previous project only. So see, Axios already there. If you don't have Axios, you need to install using npm install Axios. Okay, so then come back here. What you do is, you need to import the Axios. Import Axios from Axios, and then using Axios you have to search, but I need to have a URL. Let's data URL is equal to yeah, what is the data URL? So just see here, this is the regular data URL. Okay, but along with this I need to provide some client ID and client secret. It will be like this, question mark client ID is equal to something you have to give, and client underscore is equal to something you have to give. So this is the URL you have to send to the server. Okay, now in this case, this also should be dynamic, something like this guy, this username is there na? So this is also should be dynamic. How you receive this one, this username, through this username, because when you made a search, that one, right? So that I dynamically substitute here along with client ID. This is the client ID and this is the client secret. But where we store the client ID and secrets, can we type somewhere here? No, we'll do one thing. Let's create a separate file. in the components itself to store credentials. So let's say right click new JavaScript. Let's say lowercase GitHub. The why I'm lowercase is it's not component. Okay, it is just a support file. So GitHub credentials. Okay, so here I'll do export constant client ID is equal to what is the client ID? Client ID is this one. I have a client ID. Okay, and export constant client secret. Client secret is equal to this is the client secret. Copy. Yeah, you have to keep in actually environment variable .env file, but that we'll see in future. Okay, you must not supposed to keep in the JS file these credentials. You have to keep in separate something called .env. But once we talk .env, and then I'll tell you, because once you finish the server side development, then I tell you the optimized way where we create this. Okay, but as of now I'm keeping in JS file. Okay, so client ID secret is here. We have to fetch them. Okay, so back to where is that? Yeah, app. Okay, data URL. I use backtick. So what you do first of all up to here, copy not users, users no. Okay, users slash dynamic username. What is username? You can say this dot state dot username. Okay, and then question mark client ID is equal to what? Dynamically you need to get client ID from client ID like this. So you get a client ID from GitHub credentials, and along with that ampersand client secret. Client secret is equal to what is there dollar client secret, this one. So both the client ID and client secret is coming from my GitHub credentials. Okay, so I have made dynamically one URL user slash username, what you have typed in the search box, and a client ID dynamically, and this is dynamic. So we made a proper URL, and through this URL you have to search. Yes, we need to send a GET request. Okay, so that you will receive data in this format. You will receive data in this format. Let's see how. What you do now is here. Let's say Axios dot get request. Okay, in this you need to provide data URL. So this is the promise. So dot then dot catch. Okay, so dot then you have one function for success. Dot catch you have from function that's for error. Okay, you will receive response. Okay, so this response you need to add. So what you receive response, you get the profile object like this. You get the you get the profile object, the whole object like this. So this profile object I need to add to where? I need to add to my local state, that is here. Oh, not their profile. Let's create a profile with some empty object, and repos as a array will come. So repos will be an array. Okay, this is the default data. So let's add profile and repos. Okay, so you will receive here with this URL profiler. So how to add to the stage? This dot set stage in this an object. What is that? Profile. So response dot to data. You receive profile. Any error you wanted? Okay, let's make error information. Let's say error message is equal to empty. Yep, error message. What you do is you will receive the error and just say this dot set state in this error message will be the error. Okay, done. So this is to search a profile. Okay, and let's see are we receive the profile or not. Okay, so where you see that, can you make the pre tag Yeah, inside I say state.profile, because as soon as I receive the profile, I add to the state, right? So that's what I'm printing on the screen. Let's see, are we getting the same data or not? Let's try. So it is just empty object because my profile is declared as an empty. Okay, so let's have a search. So the Naveen search, search. Yeah, you have data. See, login ID, node ID, other URL, and huge data has come. Okay, so now we got the profile. So along with the profile, we want what? We need repositories also. So this is the data, random, I mean the raw data. We will convert like an application, but along with that, I want repositories also. So how to fetch repositories is very simple. Same story, but extra you have to provide is slash repos like this. Okay, it is users. I will type it online here. Uh, Path will be, this is for profile. So repos will be slash repos, same username slash repos. You get the array of objects. So all the repositories information will come. Here is a huge data again. Okay, so let me call this from my this function. Okay, let me copy this. Almost same only. Copy, paste. Only thing you have to change the URL is here slash repos. That's it. This is extra to get all the repos of this particular user. And what you do, yeah, you will receive the response as a repositories array. So this will be repos of my state, and error message same thing. Okay, this is repositories, this is profile. So now profile having some data, repos having some data. Okay, fine. Okay, let's see the repos also. Repos. Okay, now let's see now. Back here, back here. Click on search. It's not made. Yeah, you have data. Fine. So next, what you do is, yeah, we got data and array of data. This will display. Fine. And some people are asking questions. Web scraping. What is web scraping? I don't know. You said something. Okay. So now we need to convert this like a proper design and display. So before I do that, um, okay. When you click on search, send to the children. What is that here? So here I have data now. So this data we need to provide to GitHub profile. The profile data we need to send to profile, and repositories we want to send to repos. So let's start. So where I write the logic is somewhere below this, because I want to make first profile data and then repository data. Let's make a design of this. We get data from URL, whatever we need. Of course, whatever we need, we'll get. That's what, no. Okay. So let's make this. Here is the profile and here is the repos. So here one row, one single column. Here I'll make GitHub. What is that? GitHub profile. Okay. And another row, single column. So this will be GitHub repos, like this. Because as per the architecture diagram, profile and repos is a part of GitHub search app. So these two I made in the GitHub app. Okay, but we need to provide the data. So let's say profile is equal to this dot state dot, but we have to check is it empty or not. If it is empty, then why you send it? Okay, let's make a condition and send. Okay, how to make a condition here? Let's cut this. Okay, let's take object dot keys. In that there's dot state dot profile dot length is not is equal to 0. Okay, if it is not 0, then let's make a react dot fragment. In that I'll make a profile, otherwise just display nothing, null. Okay, if it is empty, don't display anything. If it is not empty objects, you need to send to the child. And same thing here, GitHub repos. But GitHub repos is not an object, it is an array. So you can just check the length of the array. Okay, so let's cut this. Let's make this dot state dot repos dot length is greater than 0. Okay, if length is more than 0, in the sense you have data. So question mark. Let's take react dot fragment. I'll make it here, and then otherwise null, nothing to display. Okay, and we need to send the data. So let's add repos is equal to this dot state dot repos. Okay, so we are sending the profile to this guy and repos to this guy. Okay, let's start with the profile now. So profile will receive the data in the form of props dot profile. Okay, so go to GitHub profile. Okay, here I'll make again react dot fragments. Okay, so let's make here. I write one pre tag again, and here inside JSON dot stringify. So this dot props dot uh, profile. Okay, let's see. But I think I have done the pre tag somewhere in the main app also, that I will comment. Yeah, this is not required. We already have data in the main app. So I have provided to GitHub profile, and that GitHub profile I am just verifying is it received or not. If it is received, we'll send to its child. Okay, so now check. It's empty. Yep. I'll type something called MDO, some other guy. Search. Yes. See, this is has been displayed afterwards. Okay. So I got data. Done. So once you have received in the parent, this is the parent. Parent is what? GitHub profile. Now, as per diagram, we receive data at profile, but this profile we need to send to card as well as details. So let's configure these two guys inside profile. So how profile will display like this, one card and one this another card. So can we do that here? Can we make cut this one, um, just one row, single column, not single column, it is the 3 column layout, 9 column layout. So call md3, and then so call md9. Okay, so call md3, we have a card. That card is nothing but profile. Actually we have taken that diagram, no? Where was that? This one, this you close. Yeah, this one, this card is what? GitHub profile card here in this 3 column layout. So in the 3 column layout, we need to have a card. So GitHub profile card. Okay, and the 9 column layout, this column we have GitHub profile details. So this will be GitHub capital GitHub profile details. Yep, fine. And then here we have to display the profile and card details, but still I need to have data, right? We already received data through props. So how to send? Again, I'll check the props is empty or not. Okay, one more time. So how to check? Object dot keys, this dot props. If the props contain some data, is length not is equal to 0, then React dot fragments here, otherwise just null. Okay, so here let's say what GitHub profile card with some data. How to make data? Something called profile is equal to this dot props. So through props it is received. Okay, so this dot props dot profile, we receive the data, and this data we will display in the card. Okay, so go to the card. This is the card. So let's make react dot fragments. Let me design the card. It's very simple. So dot card body. So in the card header I want image img tag. Let's say src src. Yep, src this dot props dot profile dot url. What's the url of the image? URL of the images, this one. We have pasted this URL in online to get the image. Yeah, avatar underscore URL. Copy. Let's make here avatar URL, and let's make alt nothing. I think I can give the class called image fluid. Let's check what image has come. So back here, what's the problem? Alt, oh, empty you must not give. Empty expression you must not give. Okay. Yeah. So now let's try. So my name. So search. Yes, I received the card with the profile picture. Okay. So let's make give some margin top. Where will give margin top? Somewhere in the parent will give. That is GitHub profile. Somewhere here margin top 3. Okay. Yeah, I received the image and then details. How we get details? Like this one. Name, biography, and one button. This button is actually a external URL. When you click on this, it will go to uh, the real website when you click on this button. Okay, so let's make p.h4 or h5 name. How to get the name? Same story. This dot props dot profile dot name, because here we have a, where is that? Can you do one thing? Let me copy this. Go to notepad. Simple man. We fetch already data. Only thing is we need to display where we want. Okay, so name is dot name. Okay, and below that display the biography. So b same story. So this dot props dot profile dot bio. Okay, and then we need to have a button. We have a button here. We have a button here. So let's take an anchor tag because I want to go to that URL. So with the class btn minus success and btn minus sm. Let's say profile, and I just give target underscore blank. I want to open a new tab for this link. And what is the href? So href will be uh, external URL. Yeah, this one, github.com slash, this one, github.com slash my name, html underscore URL. I show you what I'm doing. Here it must be expression, paste it, not that, props dot paste. Okay, so let's try what we have done till now. Okay, nothing display because no data inside. Let's make the Naveen Sagam edge search. See, we got the profile with button. What is this button is? When you click on this button, it will open a new tab with the real website. That's what we have done here. href HTML URL. Okay, so button. Done. So we have done this. And right side, this part, profile details. So we need to design the card. So let's quickly do that. This details card. So what we do, um, where is that? Back to the profile details. Yeah, here, details, details. Okay. So this will be React dot fragments. Inside, you need to make a card header, and then card body. So card header, we have not this one. Card header, this is we have followers, repos, gifts, and following. These are all badges. Let's add some badges here in the card header. Let's add some span tag. One second, my come on. Okay, give me 2 minutes. My system got stuck actually. My mouse is not working. Oh, come on. How much time? I'm not sure what happening here. No key is working. Yeah, it's came back. Yeah. Okay, it's came back. Give me a few minutes. So actually my system, uh, that OS key has expired. So that maybe that is the reason. Come on.